There are some cold hard facts, and not. I don't even know if that's facts. We have the emulator. The emulator has been put out there.
Yes.
So that it's not a fact. It's hard to say it's a fact because, in all reality, that the emulator. We talked about this in a previous podcast. You don't know. Go ahead and check out our archive. The emulator has been leaked. The Nintendo Switch emulator that they're going to be using for Game Boy Advance has been leaked. Now, whether that was fabricated and and we were lied to, is yet to be seen. It seems like Nintendo themselves. It seems like it came from inside Nintendo themselves. When when the leak first came out, we're getting footage from like inside Nintendo like stuff and everything.
It's pretty, obviously you can't really find it online all that easy because Nintendo's pulling it down everywhere they can. If you want to go into the 4chan, you can find some stuff. Hell, if we're putting it here, it'll be yanked down in 5 seconds. But I mean, that tells you something right there. They're taking it down because it's real. I mean, but we knew this was coming. But yeah, there's facts behind this one at this point. I mean,
let's go ahead and get into some of them.
I don't think that I've seen anybody out there who knows what they're talking about. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I know, like I can legitimize this by looking at it, because I can't, obviously. But people who know a lot more than I know are saying, yeah, this is pretty much, this is happening. Like when, I don't know, but like, yeah, it's happening. Like you can look at it. So, I mean, we have the name of the emulator. We've got, there's just so much information. The backside of everything is there. Like they were talking about the multiplayer stuff. There's so many things. It's so detailed. And that list of games is massive. Think about this. A lot of people forget about this. We were all going crazy. Like, oh, Nintendo's going to put Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy games on the online. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. All these leaks. And then what did we find out the day before it actually happened? Oh, sorry. It's not Game Boy Advanced. It's 64. We all found out. We all found out the day before. No, it's cool. Yeah, it was great. Really cool. It was an awesome. For me, I was like, oh, hell yeah.
And for me, I was actually really wanting Game Boy at that time. I was like, Game Boy's happening. We're going to see it. We're going to see it.
Game Boy Advance games, man. There's just
64 to me was like, that blew my mind. I'm like, oh, 64, not Game Boy? Like, I'm actually more on board with this. Like, yeah, man. I mean, we got the controller out of it too, dude.
It's cool. But I mean, even after, okay, well, my point of saying that is even after the 64 games came and it wasn't Game Boy Advance, I think we all still had a pretty good idea. Like, okay, like they're good with 64. And that was kind of the one we were all like, will they go there? Will they go 64? There's a timeout being called.
I just had a thought.
Okay, timeout being called. Dude, that would be so cool.
What if we got a full Game Boy, but no cartridge slot? It just plays a few ROMs.
Full of games.
Oh, no. Like 3 or 4.
No,
but like
they got to give you more than that. Yeah, but they got to give more than that.
They won't. A Game & Watch in the body of
that right there is the reason why they won't do it. That's why
it's going to be $50 like the other Game & Watches.
No, because listen to this. I think you're wrong. Listen to this.
It's just
Game & Watch.
It can't be right or wrong. It's just
okay. But let's move a little bit further from what you're talking about, though. I like the basic idea. The basic idea of what you're talking about is good, but let's move it forward a little bit. You're forgetting about something.
Okay.
The Nintendo Classic Systems, the NES Mini, the little one, the Super NES Mini. They released those. Those have what? 30 games on them, something like that.
So what are you expecting this little Game Boy to have?
I mean, I would say, games? Why not 25, 30?
I know why. Because they're trying to sell you a service that's a subscription that's going to have about 20, 30 games on it.
They just did that. Well, that's okay. That's true. Now they got the service. They don't want to give you anything like that.
They don't want to give you 20 games that they're going to give you on the service.
I'd still get them on the service.
Why would you get the? Why would you get the service?
Why
a lot of people? Why would you get the service if you could for $50 you buy a Game Boy that has all those games anyway?
Because then you have 64 games, Super Nintendo games, NES games, Sega Genesis games.
For $99.99, we'd get 20 Game Boy games, I think.
Okay, but then you get online. Then you get the Animal Crossing DLC. You get Splatoon DLC. You get Mario Kart 8 DLC. Come on, man.
You're thinking like a consumer. You're thining like a consumer.
Exactly. Who's buying these things, Geeb? Who's buying them? Consumers.
But consumers don't run the market. They just buy shit.
They don't. But my God, what you telling me I can buy that thing right there. Now, if I love Game Boy Advance, yeah, cool. I'll buy that for sure. If I'm that person, yeah. I mean, if I didn't do what I do right now, I wouldn't buy that. Now, would I pay $100 or the $50 a year for the Switch Online service to have all those games on my Switch? Damn right I would. You're 100 times over. Yes, I would do it. To have everything that's in that plus those games, yeah, man. $50 a year or $50 just for those to have the thing. It's a collector thing. That's something. It could happen. I think it could happen.